Alright, so here we go. The Legend of Zelda from 1986. The Legend of Zelda. Many years ago, Prince Darkness Ganon stole one of the Triforce with power. Princess Zelda had one of the Triforce with wisdom. She divided it into 8 units to hide from Ganon before she was captured. Go find the 8 units, Link, to save her. And that's all that's interesting there to read. Okay, so what are we doing here? We're going to do a Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda, and I am Zelda Let's Plays. And my hope here is that we can Let's Play all the Legend of Zelda games, save maybe Skyward Sword, since it's kind of hard to record a Wii. But we're going to start with Zelda 1, and we're going to play all the games in release order. And for each game, I'm going to name myself Link, because I think naming him anything else is just a sin. I don't it just bothers me when people are playing Zelda and they name him something other than Link. Anyway, what we're going to do here is I'm going to go through the first dungeon, but the main thing I'm going to be trying to do is grabbing as many rupees as possible, because I want to get 60 rupees so I can get the blue candle, and with the blue candle I can get a whole bunch of other rupees and get the blue ring and the magic shield. And the blue ring and the magic shield are very useful. And the famous "It's dangerous to go alone." Now I always wondered there, okay, see the old man disappears right there, and Link was holding his sword up. I'm wondering if, like, Link accidentally stabbed him. Like, I don't see any other reason why he would disappear. Can't you stab these or something? No. In some of the caves you can stab the old men, I think, and the fire will attack. So anyway, yeah. Let's go to the first dungeon and try and get some rupees. And we've got the good old classic Octoroks here. I don't see... It always bothers me when a Zelda game doesn't have Octoroks either. In Twilight Princess there wasn't any Octoroks, and it was kind of upsetting. I mean, they're literally the first enemy you see. I'm pretty sure no matter what direction you go in this game, the first enemy you see is an Octorok. They're like a Zelda staple. These things can just burn. I hate them. They're annoying. They're deadly. They just pop out of nowhere like that. And see that it always creates problems. See, the biggest issue with this game is if you're at full health, it's really easy, but the second you get hit, it just all goes to hell from there. Because see, look, I can just shoot these guys from a distance. Oh. Of course I gotta mess that up. But let's just go straight into the dungeon. No point in wasting time on all these Octoroks. So we come in here, and then this is a pretty well-known glitch, but in case you don't know, if you leave the first dungeon and go back in, the door's unlocked. Most people know that. Just pointing it out in case you didn't, if you were wondering why, I walk out and walk back in. And these bats. See, I'm moving a little funny here as the PS3 controller. And it shouldn't make that much of a difference. I'm just used to the smaller Wii pad, I guess. It's the Wii pad. The joy pad on the Wiimote. Because I pretty much play this on a virtual console. Actually, the first time I beat Zelda 1 was on emulator. Back when I was in 6th or 7th grade. Is that all there was in here? Just a key? Yeah, and then we can save that key since now the door appears open. Oh, Jesus. I did a test run where the recording failed, and I died twice in this dungeon. Twice. Who dies twice in level 1 of Zelda? I mean, like, Mega Man I can understand. Mega Man's got some hard levels, and more importantly, the bosses are a pain in the ass, especially the first boss. Mega Man's another weird game where things are harder. Like, in Zelda 1, it gets harder because you have to maintain your full health to keep the game easier. In Mega Man, it gets easier. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just stumbling my words here. What I'm trying to say is, Mega Man's weird because all the bosses are easy, except for the very first boss. And and that always kind of bothered me. And there's nothing in... I think there's just the compass over there, so I'm not going to bother with it. And in here, there's a secret room. But if I go in there, there's just an old guy, and he says the eastmost peninsula holds the secret. I've pretty much got this entire dungeon memorized, as most Zelda fans should. I've got like the first... I could do the first dungeon of pretty much any Zelda game almost in my sleep. Because I always play Zelda games up to like the first or second dungeon, and then get bored. Not to say that I think the Zelda games are boring, it's just... You know, sometimes you pick up a game and you're like, hey, it's a good idea to play this. And then you're like, I didn't actually want to play this all that bad. Let's try not to get hit by these guys, because their boomerangs are a pain in the ass. But the good news is, the next time I fight these guys, I'll get their boomerang. And when I have the boomerang, it's amazing. And I should end up leaving this temple with... Dungeon, temple, level... with one extra key, since I opened that door with the glitch at the start. And these things always suck, no matter what Zelda game. I always wondered what those were, like if they were magical, mechanical. Because a lot of Zelda games, especially recent ones, like Skyward Sword, have had lots of computer-like stuff, robots, advanced technology. And if Skyward Sword, which is the earliest, you know, like chronologically had robots, it makes me wonder, like, what potential technology they could have here. Or maybe, like, technology fell out of grace in favor of magic or something. I'm not really sure. But I've actually thought about that before when me and my friend were playing Oblivion and we had this conversation where if a world had magic like Hyrule does, technology probably wouldn't evolve the same way, because the reason we have technology is to make life easier. But if you have magic, you don't really need to make life all that easier. So you would just use magic for everything, and there'd be no reason to bother trying to develop the technology. So there wouldn't be like any iPhones or anything. So when you think about it, Zelda, the universe in Hyrule, will probably like never leave the Middle Ages. Of course, they'll have magic, so they have that on us. I'm not saying they're like an underdeveloped country or anything. I'd probably rather live in a country with magic. So here we have the first boss, and lucky for me, we have full health now. And as you can see, when you have full health, this boss is a joke. Oh. I've never seen him do that before. Shoot the close range ones. But we still killed him. If you can shoot the sword beam, anything in this game is a joke. There's a whole bunch of little exploits in this game that make the harder parts easy. Unfortunately, there's very few things to help you deal with Dark Nuts, and Dark Nuts are the bane of my existence. Especially rooms just packed full of them. It's disgusting. So, we've got 27 rupees. Less than half of what I actually need. What to do about that? Ah, see? These levers just... They're destructive. They're evil, I swear. Okay, we've got half of what I need now. And I don't think I'm going to make you guys watch me gather 30 rupees. So what I'm going to do is, now that you've seen the first dungeon, is I'm going to leave off back here at the home screen. And I'm going to fetch for 30 rupees by myself, and we'll pick up part 2 when I'm going to go get the blue candle. So I'll see you guys next part.